We're on foot, and we're journeying to a feature which is known as the Echo Ravine. This weathered arch is the first formation that greets us as we arrive at this vast cavern. This huge cavern that has signs of erosion and also signs of water and crystallization on the walls. We all notice a distinct difference in the temperature. The interior is very different, and it's moist and wet, and there's clear signs of the seepage that form some of these walls and has also weathered the area around us. The walls of this vast cavern close in around us, and we can see the sky overhead in small fissures that break through. The moisture allows for vegetation and growth, lichen, ferns. It is winter, and the sun will set soon. We still have some distance to travel before we can reach our camp in the valley below.
We followed the tracks of the Pride, and they had been following the buffalo through the night and had not been able to make a kill. They were on the edge of their territory. South from here is a land unknown, a land of another Pride. The buffaloes headed south, out of their territory. The decision had been made. They will continue into somebody else's territory, driven by their hunger. The Pride passed a scenting post, a warning to what was ahead. With the interest shown by this Pride, it could only have been the scent markings of other lions. It was deep in the Mopani behind Budumatau that it all began. The roaring of two separate prides echoed through the area. Our pride had turned and were going in search of the other pride who were roaring. You could see the body language starting to turn. The other lions were 3 individuals, 2 lionesses and a young male. We recognized the male instantly, the damaged eye and the scars left from injuries inflicted by our dominant male. And at that point, the tables began to turn. These 3 lions did an about turn, and they were going to take the fight to our lions. With this new dynamic, our lions turned quickly and fled into the Mopani. We turned and headed back. In our path, where it all began, we found our 5 cubs. They had been left there while our lionesses fled back towards their territory. Tonight, for these young cubs, is probably going to be the most important night of their lives so far.
We head for a little pond in the foothills, and there drawn to the croakings of frogs, which all plop into the water at our approach, and then one by one they stealthily resurface. Just a few minutes later, the common river frog. They lay their eggs in the shallow water on the bottom of streams and ponds, and so this is an ideal setting. And the whole metamorphosis from egg to tadpole to frog can take more than a year to complete. All anurans with their soft and vulnerable bodies are much sought after as a food source in the natural world, and so concealment is often vital. These common river frogs, camouflaged with dark blotches on olive green, are quite difficult to spot when sitting still amongst the reed litter on the water surface. Backs like little solar panels presented towards the dilute but still warm winter sun, soaking up whatever light and warmth they can to their purpose. And so it was a day for small things in a little pond in the Great Karoo, and long ago, before the time of animals and birds and their ancestors, the amphibian voice was no doubt the first to resonate across these ancient landscapes around our living, forming earth.
An Indochinese water dragon, and here is a lovely specimen. These can be found in southern China, Vietnam, and the southeast of Thailand, and then here at Khao Yai. So this is an isolated population. Be interesting if you could go forward a million years, whether they would change to be a new species, quite possibly. Also very interesting to see here a mosquito perched on its head. Fascinating, and quite nice for me, unless one less that's biting me. And I tell you what, I'm being absolutely bitten by leeches. Leeches everywhere here at the moment. Of course, it's been raining recently, so the ground is very wet, and the leeches like that. By comparison, mosquitoes seem quite trivial at the moment. As always here at Khao Yai, plenty of insects to be seen. This tree always seems to contain these particular creatures. They are lanternflies. This one is the green lanternfly. What a bizarre structure that is on the front of the head. And lower down here at the base of the tree, a smaller dwarf lanternfly. And then here, a caterpillar that appears to be mimicking a bird dropping in order to keep itself out of harm's way. I saw this caterpillar for the entire day and it didn't move at all. Just sat here in the middle of the leaf, looking for all the world like a bird dropping, but I could see parts of the leaf nearby had been eaten, and so I'm assuming that it will start to move about under cover of darkness and feed at night and then sit still like this during the day. Just along from here, though, I was attracted by the buzzing and movement of a wasp close to the ground. It's a member of the Hymenoptera, I'm sure of that, a very large group of insects, and I'm pretty sure it's an ichneumid wasp. Now, this group of wasps are fascinating because of their rather grisly habit of collecting live prey, often caterpillars, sometimes spiders, paralyzing those creatures and laying an egg on them and then encasing them into either a hole in the ground, as we're seeing being dug here, or sometimes they actually make a chamber out of damp earth and then seal the hapless creature up inside. When the egg hatches, the grub of this wasp will then have basically live food to eat.